So stand up here as high as I can. Chalk bag out of the way. I'm going to go in. Okay, here I'll show you a little bit about jamming. Believe it or not, there are variations in this crack. Obviously right there's a good hand jam. It definitely, the crack opens up. There's a tiny pod. But any of these little tiny fluctuations of the crack make a pretty good difference, you know, and the bigger they are, of course, they're going to make more of a difference. But just this little tiny variation on this edge, that's like, it's a little bit wider there, so I'm going to try to put my foot there, or I'm going to try to put my hand there, especially if the crack's a little bit small for my hands, okay? So you look for the variations and utilize them however you feel you need it. Like right here, it's a little bit flared out here. So I'm probably going to use that for my first foothold because I can get my toe in it further, right? So you look at the crack, I look up here and I go, okay, there's a good hand jam right there. There's another little opening just above it, you know, so you're going to go maybe 1, 2, and then eventually you're going to get your feet up in the thing, and that's going to be a very secure spot of the crack. More so than a few feet higher, where it's very parallel. Okay. The other things you're looking for is, okay, there's any footholds out here. Well, I got this one here, got this one here. This wall's pretty smooth. Oh, we got maybe some footholds up in here. And you look ahead and try to figure out the climbing as best you can before you ever leave the ground. And you go, okay, there's the anchor. Oh, it's not even half a rope. Okay, so I can lower off. Okay, I see a rest right there because there's a pod. I know I can lean into the corner so I can take some weight off my hands and the feet. And you always try to figure out as much as you can before you leave the ground. Okay? So you're looking ahead, you know where you're going, you know how much rope you need, you know if there's any loose blocks. And if you don't, then, you know, once you do find some loose blocks, you go, hey Bill, you might want to move to the left or something, you know. And always communicate with your partner, let them know what's going on as best you can, especially if, you know, if you're going to fall, if you're going to knock a rock off, if you're going to go out of hearing range around a corner or something, you know, go, okay, when the rope pulls tight, you know, start climbing. And generally, you know, that happens a lot, right? Especially on long routes. And if you start climbing and the rope doesn't go up, probably not on belay. But we won't have that problem. Okay, so I figure out what I'm going to try to do, and I'll reach up and I'll go into the crack like this with my thumb out, my fingers pointed up. I'll work it into that little pocket, and then I'll rotate my hand so that I get it as deep into the crack as I can into that pocket, and then I'll start to make my jam. Okay? And so now what I'm doing inside the crack is I'm doing two things. I'm folding my hand like this, expanding my hand, and I'm bringing my thumb in. And when I do that, look at the width of my hand right there. Now watch when I bring my thumb in. It makes it bigger, right? Yeah. And when I go like that, it makes it bigger. So you get your hand in its narrowest profile. You insert it like you would a nut in the crack because there's a taper below. And so you're going to get into that pod, and I'm going to try to hang off my bones, and I'm going to get as deep in there as I need. Not, you know, I don't have to go in there, but I definitely, if I can get it to my wrist, I hang off the bones in the back in the palm of my hand. And that's what you want to do. Same with your finger locks. You're hanging off the bone. Okay. And then with your feet, 99.5% of the time, it's small toe down, big toe up. So you put your foot in the crack like this. Okay. And then once you've inserted it into the pocket, you bring your knee, you twist your knee up. So to get my foot in its narrowest profile, my knee is off to the side. And I put it in the pocket, and I'll bring my knee up, and it torques and twists my shoe in the pocket or in the crack. Here's another general rule of thumb. Because this is a corner, and I'm going right side in other words, my right hip is against the wall, okay? And also, I'm leading with my right hand. If I'm like this, it turns me around, and but this way I can shuffle, and sometimes I'll cross, and then I mix it up. It just depends on the climb. It depends on the holds. But because I'm facing in this corner, this is a left-facing corner, it's a right-facing corner. My hands are in the corner like this, and so my right hand is thumbs down, and my left hand is thumbs up. Pretty much most of the way on this climb, it's going to be like this. Well, let's just